So hi there. I just now want to show you where you can find all these documents I've been referring to, and we're going to particularly look at one in a moment, which is the scope document. But to do that, let me just share my screen, and hopefully when that comes up and you can see that, we can dive into this. So here I am. This is the ABM SharePoint site, and you should all have access to this, and you should all have access or will have access to part of the professional standards area. So if I click on this, what you should be able to see then is this coming into this section here, and then into here where we've got the ISO documentation. I've got copies of the description documents. I've got some stuff on the 29993 when we get into that. And this is the ISO 9001 ABM area. And in here, you'll see all these things that I've been referring to. One, two, three. So one being the scope we're going to look at. Two and three are background data. But here we come into the organization context, leadership planning, support, operational planning and control, performance evaluation, improvement, and then the audit process. And we're going to go through all of these over sometime over the next hour or so. But looking in the scope document, if I come into the scope and click on scope, you'll see that there's a quality policy statement. This, as we record on the 16th of the 4th, is still waiting for sign off from our CEO and our new chair. Hopefully, won't be too many changes to that, but it doesn't matter if there is. This is the organisation's documentation, not Tim Anderson's. And then in the scope doc here, this is here is a Word document, and if I were to click on here, hopefully that then begins to come up, and we can see that this is now version controlled. It introduced the scope of the ABM quality management system, and it allows you then to go through and just read. This is a one-page document. And so if we read through this at the moment, we can see the Association of Business Mentors, the ABM, operates as the professional body for business mentoring within the United Kingdom. In support of its purposes to promote excellence, ethical practice, inclusion, and professional standards in business mentoring and coaching, ABM has established and maintains a quality management system in accordance with ISO 9001 2015. And the scope of the QMS defines the organisation's activities, services, and our governance processes through which ABM delivers value to its members, learners, client organisations, contracting authorities, and other interested parties. And this is the interesting piece. ABM's QMS applies to the design, coordination, oversight, and delivery of services across its 5 service streams. And those 5 service streams I am anticipating, but again, this is up for grabs, are membership, interest, and inclusion. So this is membership. This is where Brenda heads this up, supported by Barbara and Debbie, and really important part of our organization, the membership, and not just people being included as part of the members. How do we deliver support to them? The podcast, the information seminars, etc. Really important that these really high quality, engaging, and entertaining and worthwhile things for our members to be involved with. Another very, very important area is our training and development side, run by Liz. Um, then we get into the organisation mentoring and coaching support and the tendering. So the organisational mentoring and coaching run by Pete, really high level of anticipation there. Great opportunity for us to be able to win business and have deliverables that our members can deliver on. Our tendering and contract-based delivery, probably what needs to be added to that is partnerships. So we've got the new partnership person coming on board, and but we're also looking at bids, etc. And then obviously the fifth area is our central governance and support services. So this is making sure that the support services, the IT infrastructure, the processes, the billing, the governance, the support by the accountants, etc. All of those things are there to support us. And the QMS encompasses all processes required to ensure that these services are delivered constantly and professionally, or consistently rather, and professionally, are aligned to defined competency standards where applicable, compliant with contractual, statutory, and regulatory requirements, and governed through effective risk management and oversight. So we come back to this: how do we manage this? Risk assessment, risk management, and we monitor subject to monitoring, evaluation, and in continual improvement. So this is, if you like, the essence, the scope that suggests that we're looking at this from these five levels, or these five areas rather, of delivery. So that's what a clause might look like. Introduction to the scope. This is its version. We've got a whole version control document on there. But I think these are important documents for you to be able to find and locate and read through. And as I say, you will find those in the professional standards area of the SharePoint system under ISO 9001. This is under scope. And we're going to go through one or two of these again, or more of these in a while. So hopefully that begins to introduce what we're trying to do, and stimulates interest, and gives you something to do after you've seen this, to perhaps dive in and start rummaging around and seeing the standards. So thanks for listening. I'll catch up with you in our next section, which we'll start to investigate more details, looking at the organizational content.